Hi, FlyGirls. Welcome to the Drone Safety and FAA Rules and Regulations presentation. I'm Alana Davis, one of the OG FlyGirls, and as you can see, space, science, drones are all really cool to me. So, a little about me. I work for the school district. I am in the science department and I love all things space, science, and STEM, as you can see. I'm a huge Disney nerd with my kids and I love playing sports. Drone navigation and piloting and aviation are so cool to me, and I can't wait to kind of spark that passion with you guys. So today we're going to talk about FAA drone rules and regulations for flying your recreational drone. So just like there's rules of the road when driving a car, there's going to be rules in the sky when operating a drone. First off, when you're flying your drone, we're going to make sure to always avoid other aircraft, whether that be on the ground and in the sky. So you might be flying with all of your other fly girls in a gym or outside, and that's fine, but we want to make sure we avoid hitting other aircraft at all times. We're never going to operate our drone in a careless or reckless manner, and we always want to keep our drone within our eyesight. We're going to be using something called first person point of view, and you're going to be operating your drone within your eyesight, and if you can't see it, it's always nice to have another observer with you. You can't be the pilot or observer for more than one drone at a time. So you're not going to be holding two iPads or two phones or having true drones. We're going to operate one at a time. Another rule is never fly a drone over people unless they are participating in the operation. So it's okay if you're flying your drone with your Fly Girl chapter or your family, but if you're in a public place and you're going to be utilizing your drone, you need to always remember never to fly it over people. Also, this seems kind of dumb, but we need to say it because obviously people have done it. But we're never going to operate our drone from a moving vehicle or another aircraft. And this is just for everyone's safety. Next up, you can fly during the daylight, 30 minutes before sunrise and 30 minutes after sunset, or twilight if your drone has anti-collision lighting. The drones that we have do not have that lighting, so we're always going to be flying our drones during the day. The maximum allowable altitude is 400 feet above the ground, higher if your drone remains within 400 feet of a structure, and the maximum speed is 100 miles an hour. But you don't need to worry about that because the drones that we're going to be utilizing in our Fly Girl chapters do not go that fast and they do not go that high. You can carry an external load on your drone as long as it's securely attached and it doesn't affect the flight path. We're going to show you how to do that with your drones a little bit later on. Not today, but this year in Fly Girls. Next up is anyone flying under Part 107, which is just recreational drone flying. You can register your drone. You can get a registration number and put it on your drone. However, this is for people that are utilizing their drones for educational purposes outside, or they're doing some sort of business. Because we have educational drones that don't go that high, they weigh less than 2 pounds. We don't necessarily have to register our drones, but you're more than welcome to do that. And here's the website where you can do that. Also, you are able and responsible to do drone certification. We are going to be talking about that in a couple of weeks. All right, now we're moving on to pre-flight checklists. So we talked about FAA rules and regulations. Now let's check out how we can be safe before, during, and after our flight. So pre-flight checklist. Before you even fly your drone, you need to do several things. First, you need to make sure that you're fit to fly. We like to use the acronym I'm safe for that. Do I feel okay? Am I taking any medicine? Do I feel stressed? Have I had alcohol? Am I fatigued? Have I eaten? We just want to make sure you're the best version of yourself when we're flying our drones. We want everyone to be safe. You need to check out your airspace. Is it controlled? Are you inside? Are you outside? What obstacles do you have in your way? Ask for permission if you're flying over someone or someone else's property. Next up, if you're outside, what are the conditions? Are they acceptable? Do we have wind? What is the visibility and the cloud cover? Making sure it's daylight outside. Then you're going to do a risk assessment. You're going to identify potential hazards that could interfere with your flight path, especially if you're outside. That could be trees, power lines. If you're inside, that could be basketball goals, low-hanging lights, things like that. After you check out your space and make sure everything's ready to go, now you're ready to check your drone. You're going to do an aircraft inspection, so you make sure that there's no visible signs of wear or damage, the batteries are installed, the propellers are okay, and that your battery is secure. Making sure then that your camera is secure and your phone and your drone are fully charged. You need to stage your aircraft at that point, making sure that your takeoff area is level and clear, and then power on your drone and connect to your phone. So before starting, you need to, like I said, you need to make sure you have a clear takeoff path. So you're going to clear an area and get in position. You're going to hit that takeoff button. And once your drone is in the air, you're going to make sure the controls work by testing. So when you hit takeoff, it's going to come up and hover. That is your opportunity to test out those controls before you start flying. When you're ready to land, you're going to pick a landing zone that's clear and level. You're going to make sure you're away from bookshelves and stairs and handles and rails and any kind of structures. After you land, you're going to make sure you power down, your motor's off, you take your battery out and go ahead and plug that up. You inspect your aircraft to make sure there's no damage, and you disconnect from your phone. So a lot of things to consider and think about, but very doable. We're going to make sure that we fly very safe and underneath those rules and regulations so we don't have any issues to worry about. So now that you're ready to fly, you need a call sign. Aviator call signs, if you guys have ever seen the movie Top Gun or Top Gun Maverick, you'll know that aviators have call signs. And these are just names that separate them from everybody else in their group. So here is a really fun way to do this. It's an aviator call sign generator. So you're going to take the month that you were born, mine is May, and the day you were born, mine is the 22nd, and that becomes, you put those two words together and that becomes your call sign. So I am Electric Viper. Very cool. Spend a few minutes coming up with your aviator call sign. You can use this generator or you can come up with one on your own. Thank you guys for your attention, and I can't wait to fly with you soon. This is Electric Viper, over and out.